guys, it's me again. So I am making banana bread because I had some rotten bananas and I had some cream cheese that was going to go bad, and I had like 3 dozen eggs. So I was like, what the hell can I do with banana and cream cheese? So I went on Pinterest and I said banana, comma, cream cheese. And guess what? I can make banana bread with cream cheese. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to show you really quick. Here's what we've got. Here's what we're working with. Here are our ingredients. Two large eggs, 2 cups of sugar, 8 ounces of cream cheese softened, 3 cups of flour, 1.5 cups of mashed bananas, and I haven't mashed them yet, but I will. Wait, where's the butter one? Oh, 3/4 a cup. I don't know where my butter one is. 3/4 a cup of butter, melted or softened, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now, there's another ingredient. Oh, here's my butter. 3 1/4 cups of butter. And it calls for 1 cup of chopped pecans. But if you know me, you know I do not like pecans. So this is going straight in there. I will not be adding pecans to mine. But if you like pecans, you go right ahead. So, I'm going to set you down. And I've got my bowl. And I've got my mixer. Wow. So the first thing that I need to do is I need to mix my cream cheese and my sugar. So I'm going to put my cream cheese, which is softened. As you can see, it's soft. It's not completely melted, just softened. Try to get as much out of here. And 8 ounces is just a package of cream cheese. So a whole package of cream cheese. And now my sugar, which is 2 cups of sugar. And basically, I'm just going to blend these 2 items together. Now I'm going to bring out my mixer in just a minute, but first I'm going to kind of cream it just a tiny bit so that the sugar doesn't just go flying out of here whenever I pull in the mixer, because I also have to mix in the eggs. So the first thing is you mix the sugar and the cream cheese, and that's not hard. Sugar and cream cheese. Done. So now I'm going to add my 2 eggs. I'm going to clear the spoon off because I'm going to use the mixer for the eggs. And I don't want to lose any of that sugar or any of that cream cheese. And at this point, I can lick my finger. Because it's just cream cheese and sugar. Once you add the eggs, you don't want to do that. Because salmonella is a killer. 2 large eggs. Done. I'm going to, even though I could use my mixer for this, I'm just going to probably use my spoon. Yeah, I can just use this spoon. It's fine. Although it does say in the recipe, if you look it up, it says to use an electric mixer and to mix it until it's all good and creamy. But I can do that with my hands, so don't need to. So now I'm going to mix in the butter, which, as you can see, it's pretty melted and softened. I have 3/4 of a cup, or a stick and a half. I just use sticks. So it's a stick and a half if you're using margarine sticks, like I did. So there we go. You want to make sure you're not making a big mess, because that butter will fly out of here if you're not careful. Alright. And now is the fun part. You get to mash the bananas, which I have a lot of anger, so I enjoy mashing things. So you just want to get your masher, and you just want to mash up your bananas. And you want your bananas to be kind of old. It's okay if they have brown spots. It's actually better if they have brown spots, because that means that they'll be sweeter and they'll be softer. You do not want to make banana bread with ripe, brand new bananas. They will not work in your mix, and it will taste like terrible. So, the mushier and the older, I mean, to a certain extent, you don't want to use like black bananas that have like mold on them. But if it's a little brown, that's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. So you just want to mash up your bananas. And you only want 1.5 cups, which calls for 4 bananas, but I had 5. So my mix is going to be a little extra banana-y, but that's okay with me. I don't care. All right. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm going to transfer my bananas into this pan because I'm going to mix them with the mixer. Get all that banana out of there. Don't want to lose any of it. Just like that. There we go. And now, to this, I'm going to add my half... Don't I have a teaspoon? Oh, I do. I used it. Dang it. Let me get my teaspoon. I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of salt, which a half a teaspoon of salt is about 6 or 7 good shakes. So there's a half a teaspoon of salt. And it calls for a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, but I am going to use a full teaspoon because I love vanilla extract. And then a half a teaspoon of baking soda, but again, I'm going to use a whole teaspoon because I can, yo. Alright, so now I'm going to scrape this banana off of here so that we can use the spoon again. I'm going to just very quickly mix the vanilla in with the baking powder, or sorry, the baking soda and the salt. And now I'm going to marry these two together. Gently going to marry these two together. Making sure not to leave any of that cream cheese or the butter or the sugar behind. And get all that good stuff. Alright. So, I'm going to get my big spoon. Do one good scraping. Just to make sure we're not leaving anything else behind that we shouldn't be. Get it all in there. Yeah. There we go. One last good scraping. Okay. Now, gently, you're going to fold and flip. Fold and flip. So you're going to fold and flip. 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 Doesn't have to be perfect. You just want it to be fairly incorporated. And there we go. That's looking great. So now I'm going to add my last ingredient, which is my flour. And that's going to just go right on in there. Gently, of course. Gently. Gently. Flour can go everywhere and make a big mess. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. I'm going to flip and fold. Flip and fold. Flip and fold. Just until most of this flour... Oh, see, I spilled a little. So you got to be careful. Don't want to spill it. Flip and fold. And you want to try to get all that flour incorporated into this mix. You just want to do this a little bit before you add the mixer, otherwise you're going to get flour everywhere, which you do not want that. So I just want to make sure I've got it good and mixed as much as I can. Now I'm going to add my mixer, which this is not a regular mixer, this is just the one I use. It works just fine for me. But if you have another, like, electric mixer, use that. Just want to get it all good and mixed. That's all we're trying to do. And it's mixing up quite nicely. Make sure you get it all the flour. You don't want any unmixed flour in there. If you've ever had a piece of pie or cake without the flour really mixed, and you get like a big old wad of dry flour, not good. So I'm getting it, mixing it really well, making sure I get all the corners really good. Clumps like to end up in the corners. So there we go, and I have already preheated my oven to 350 degrees. So I'm going to clean this up really fast, because if you ever watch my cooking videos, then you know that I am a clean as you go kind of gal. Get that stuff cleaned and done so you don't have to worry with it. Now, pull both of these out. These are what I'm going to be baking them in. And I want to show you really quick. These are the wrappers for the margarine. Now what you can do is, I didn't throw these away because there's margarine on there. All you do is turn it on its side so that the back is facing away from you. And then you use the margarine on the paper to grease the pan. Just like that. See how quick and easy that was? And there we go. My pan is good and greased. And I didn't waste any butter. So now I'm just going to pour this in. You don't want to pour it all the way to the top, but you do want it to be at least halfway. That's good. So that it'll fill up nicely. And I've got enough for two loaves. So I'm going to put this one, get this one good. Now as you can see, it's about halfway full. One of the things that you really want to do is you want to drop it on your counter 2 or 3 times. Get any air bubbles that are in there out. Now, see, it's nice and settled. I'm going to set him off to the side. I'm going to use my last little butter sticky stick, and I'm going to grease it really good. Okay, we're good. Now these go in the trash, but I'm going to use them to gather up whatever flour I can. Since it's got margarine on the bottom, it's going to stick to whatever. See all that flour? That's just going to now go straight into the trash can. Boom. So now I'm done. Now I'm going to fill my last one up. Get my spoon. Fill it up good. Alright, that's that. Now let's get some hot water going in these bowls with all this flour and sugar and mix. So that this can soak just a little bit while we're cooking. Get the rest of our stuff done. And as I did before, even though it's about halfway, I'm going to drop. Don't want to drop it on the floor. Careful where you're dropping it. You just want to, and I'll show you. See that right there? That's an air bubble. It's a bubble that was trapped on the bottom, so you want to make sure you get those out. Watch out, Leo. He likes to lay in front of the stove when I'm trying to cook. He likes to lay at my feet all the time. So I'm just going to set these into my oven. It is at 350 degrees, and I'm going to set my timer for 1 hour, because it takes 1 hour. 1 hour. And I will come back with a video after it's all said and done. I'll pull them out and I'll cut it up and show you what it looks like on the inside. But it's super easy, and those ingredients were pretty much just going to be trash anyway. So I figured I could make them, make some nice yummy banana bread for the holidays. So there you go. That is how to make easy, quick cream cheese banana bread. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. I'm back, and my banana bread is OMG so yummy. So I'm going to show it to you really fast. Here it goes. Alright, so this is the one loaf, and I haven't really messed with him yet. I just pulled him out. And this is the second loaf, and I've gone ahead and sliced it while it's still hot, so that when it cools down, it'll be really, really, really easy to cut. And I've got myself, I'm just going to steal a little bit more. It's so good. I've got myself a big piece here with some butter, some nice warm bread with some melty butter. That's going to be so good. And I want to take my knife and just get like maybe a tablespoon of butter, about a tablespoon. And I'm just going to slip it into this little crack right here on the top. And I'm just going to let it melt down into that crack and fill it with warm, ooey, gooey, gooiness. Because that's going to make it taste so much better. It'll be all nice and moist. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm just going to put the butter right on the crack so it can melt right down into that little cracky cavern and fill it up with buttery yumminess. So there you go. Let me close my fridge. I had to get my butter. So there you go. That's my homemade banana bread. Banana cream cheese bread. It is yummy. Alright, bye. Bye, guys.